Yesterday was Peter Philip's wedding, but today they put Meghan on their front page. Why is the Daily Mail so obsessed with Meghan, Brian? I mean, they treat her very poorly.
Before we continue, and before I answer that question, please kindly like and subscribe to Grace Loves Drama YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you to everyone who's watching. And now, Grace, I'm going to answer your question.
Sure.
But first, please kindly subscribe to Grace Loves Drama YouTube channel. Also, thank you for your wonderful comments because you've been seeing them. And honestly, thank you for joining in and coming in to support this channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So why is Daily Mail obsessed with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex?
Yes.
It is simple, because she's the person who, married the prince that they think belongs to them. They feel like somehow Meghan stole their prince from them, even though Harry himself, he can't stand a majority of the UK tabloids. They still think that somehow it's Meghan's fault. Yeah. But not their fault, for losing Prince Harry, who they think that was theirs in the first place. Because the thing is, if someone is yours, Grace, you treat them well. Yeah, sure. If someone is yours, you treat them well. And then they will never, ever want to leave. There is no one who wants to leave a happy place. Sure, for real. Every single person in this world wants to stay in a place whereby they're happy. They're happy, yeah. Nowhere they're miserable. Yeah. If you're miserable, you want to leave that place whereby you're miserable. You want to stay in a place whereby you're happy. Whereby your kids are happy. Whereby you are happy. That's what I want. Yeah. What about you? What you want? Same to me. That is what I want. I mean, everybody would like that. Everybody would like that, right? Yeah, exactly. Even you at home or in the office, you would like to be in a place whereby you're happy. Whereby you're comfortable. The fact is, Harry has never really been happy. Surrounded by tabloids in the UK. Yeah. That's why he preferred to stay in Afghanistan. Yes. A war zone. Rather than be in the UK. Not because he doesn't love his country. He loves the UK. He loves the people. Yeah. What he can't stand is the UK tabloid media. Yeah. Who here they heard time and time again complaining, oh, you know what? Meghan stole our prince. You took Harry away from us. Yes. Meghan did not take Harry away from anybody. Harry fell in love. Yes. And then, of course, he chose his wife and son. That's what a real man, a real husband should do. Put his wife and kids first. Yes. That's what he did. But UK media are treating what Harry did as if it's a crime. Yeah. And they're so obsessed with Meghan because, honestly, she sells papers. She gets, them clicks. That's why they're so obsessed with Meghan. If you don't put a story about Meghan on the front page, no one is interested. No one is unless it's Meghan who's there. Yeah. That's why they constantly put Meghan on their front pages because she sells papers. Yeah. And despite that, you see how instead of even UK media or Daily Mail saying, thank you, Meghan, because you are the one who gets us money. You're the ones who sells a fortune out of that. Exactly. They're making a fortune off of Meghan. Instead of saying just a simple thank you, Meghan, we make a fortune off of you. Yeah. Instead of saying thank you, they're complaining constantly. Calling Meghan irrelevant, insulting her. Instead of saying thank you to the person who is putting, food on your table. Yeah. So it's just really, really wrong on so many levels how they behave, but they're doing it because of the money they make off of Meghan. The other roles are so boring that the public aren't interested in them. Yeah. They're more interested in Harry and Meghan, who live in California. Meghan hasn't said a word about Charles, William, Camilla, Kate back in the UK, but still, she's always on the front pages. Time and time again. She makes, she's always on the front pages more times than the taxpayer-funded royals. Imagine that. Who live in the UK. Yeah. And on the front page, here is what they are saying, and I'm quoting the headline: Meghan, the warning signs that everyone missed. No, what's this again, Brian? What can you say about that here? They're saying that Meghan, the warning signs that everyone missed. The usual. Yeah. Meghan stole our prince. That they can't stand that Prince Harry fell in love with a person of color. Yeah. A divorcee, for example, also. Yet just even yesterday, a divorcee was marrying a member of the royal family in a church,
Yeah.
but they have an issue with Meghan doing it.
Doing it, sure.
They have an issue with Meghan doing it, and they have never gotten over the fact that Prince Harry fell in love and married Meghan, and they have 2 kids together.
Yeah.
So no matter the effort that they put in place to try and, of course, destroy Harry and Meghan's marriage, Harry and Meghan forever, Grace, will always be bonded together. Why? Because of their 2 kids, the fruit of their love, Archie and Lily Diana. They'll always bond them together, because Harry and Meghan also will always be bonded forever because of what they've been through, the experiences in the royal family, which have been horrible, for Harry and Meghan. That also is what will bond Harry and Meghan together forever. The experiences, what they've gone through, what they've had to deal with in their lives, that will, make Harry and Meghan be linked, be bonded together forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So they keep on trying to abuse Meghan out of Harry's life every single day with all this, you don't belong here, you're not worthy, somehow you're terrible for the royal family. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's someone who has brought happiness to Harry's life. The farm and media prefer to see Harry miserable and happy, just as long as he's back, just as long as he's back in the UK, back in the royal fold, in the royal fold, controlled by Charles and William. Just as long as they see that, they're okay. They're like, oh, that's perfect. Not caring about Harry's feelings, not caring about Harry's emotions, how he feels about this and that. They don't care. And thankfully, Harry has someone, a wonderful wife, who does care about him, who puts him first, who put their family first. And I feel like when you have that in your life, even what Diana said, for example, if you ever find true love, protect it.
That's true.
Protect what you have. Never ever give up the true love that you found in your life. Protect what you have, protect your marriage, protect what you have. Put that first. You only live once. That's the saying, right? You can either choose misery or happiness. If you have that choice, choose happiness, and don't ever say sorry or apologize because you're choosing happiness in your life. These people want Meghan and Harry to feel somehow sorry because they chose each other, their love, their marriage. And there's nothing that Harry and Meghan should say sorry for, because the other option is misery, and that will make some people in the UK media happy if Harry and Meghan chose that option. But why should Harry and Meghan do that? Why should Harry and Meghan do that? You choose love in your life, you choose happiness in your life, and don't say sorry because of what you've chosen. Because this is your life. It's you who gets to decide your fate. As Harry even said in his memoir Spare, I'm the master of my own fate, the captain of my own soul. I'm the one who decides my fate. UK media want to have that power to decide it. And if they decide it, you know what Harry would end up in? Harry would become, miserable like Andrew, like Margaret. That's how Harry would become. So they cannot have that power to decide Harry's fate. They must never ever have that power. Never.
So the British media called Peter Phillips' wedding the biggest royal wedding of the year. But they won't even put it on their front page. What do you think about this?
That's a good question, actually. That's a very, very good question. They were calling it the biggest royal wedding of the year. And they were like, Harry, Meghan, you're going to miss out on this. And I said, at the time, even basically, they would wish for Harry and Meghan to be there. I said so. That's why, one day, just a few hours after the wedding is over, here they are talking about Meghan again. No, not about the people who got married. Not about the so-called biggest royal wedding of the year. So what they're showing here is that this clearly was really not the biggest wedding of the year. It wasn't. No matter what they say, this clearly was not the biggest wedding of the year. And clearly, I can say that it's Harry and Meghan who are always the biggest story of the year, no matter what, for the UK media, because the others just too boring. William, Kate, Moulton, Peter Phillips, his wedding. Clearly, it's so boring that on the next day, they're not on the front page. It's Meghan who's on the front page, and then Meghan basically is just living her life in Montecito, and then all of a sudden Even if she's not visible, she's somehow on the front page of a tabloid back in the UK. That same tabloid will say, oh, Meghan is taking publicity. Meghan is getting attention. But you're not even seeing Meghan anywhere. Yesterday, they had this so-called royal wedding, but they're not focusing on them.
Yeah.
They're focusing on Meghan, who's living her life in California with her husband, with her children, enjoying her life. Here they are, coming up with negative things to say about her. Instead of focusing on even being happy about the so-called biggest royal wedding of the year. What they're showing is that clearly this was not biggest royal wedding of the year.
It wasn't.
If the next day they're focusing on a story having to do with Meghan or a so-called new fake book written about Meghan by someone who's never even met Meghan in the first place. Yeah.
But why can't they just leave Meghan alone?
Why can't they just leave Meghan alone?
Yeah.
That's what many of us would wish. That's what many of us would wish for them to leave Meghan alone. But they somehow want to punish her for what they believe is that she stole their prince.
Okay.
How do you even steal someone? How do you steal a person? You can't steal a person, for goodness sake.
Can't.
But you see, I've seen that language, that rhetoric, even after Harry and Meghan fled the UK. I've seen that language, I've seen that rhetoric being spread mostly by the UK media. For example, Piers Morgan was on TV every single day when Harry and Meghan fled the UK.
Yeah.
He was accusing Meghan of holding Harry hostage. And Harry himself cannot stop Piers Morgan. So who exactly, is doing that really? They want Harry trapped in the institution.
Yeah.
But then they're accusing Meghan of somehow being the one who's holding Prince Harry.
Yeah.
They want to be the ones who do it themselves, But Meghan is someone who's giving Harry love, happiness, joy, peace, making good food for Prince Harry, Archie, and Lily Diana. But they want Harry to lose that, to come back and be controlled by people who want to see Harry miserable.
Yeah.
May they never have any control over Harry, over Meghan.
Yes.
May they never have any control over Harry or Meghan.
Yeah.
So I just saw coming from Santos Idenidos, who said that they always use Meghan's photo or name because they know it will draw readers' attention to their papers. They know she's the only one who generates headlines and profits. They need her, and yet they continue to speak ill of her. They're very hypocritical, false, and deceitful.
Yeah.
Journalists should report their news, serious news about what's happening in the country and around the world, and not use their pages to publish gossip.
Yeah.
I do agree with you,
Yeah.
Santos, 100%,
Yeah.
and your comment is perfect. That's what, a reporter should do. They should be objective, truthful, accurate, not provide false information, like what we see time and time again, UK media, are doing, to Harry and Meghan, time and time again. It is wrong to see what they've been doing. It's wrong to see what they keep on doing time and time again, and it is sad even that major media outlets like BBC News, for example, they read out these tabloids on BBC News, that's supposed to report truthful news, really. You see, when you read them on, for example, BBC News and read what they're saying on the front pages, what you're doing is giving them, credibility.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
wrong,
true.
which is very, very wrong. If this is a tabloid that you're dealing with, like what is happening here, we're dealing with is a tabloid, of course, you don't, put or give them any kind of credibility.
Yeah.
You just tell people that indeed it's a tabloid. Whatever they say here, just know one thing. They're probably lying to make stuff up to sell papers. That's what they're doing. And that's what Daily Mail have been doing to Meghan and Harry all these years.
Yes.
Whereby they want to make money off of Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
But they don't want to see Harry and Meghan making money for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what I have an issue with. Because how do you want to make money off of me, but then you can't stand it seeing me earning an income and earning a living myself, yet to have bills to pay, yet to have children to provide to take care of, yet to have security to pay because of your threats, which make me want to pay security. Because also when you read this so-called new book, what they're coming up with, the nonsense that they're coming up with, you can see that they're issuing threats towards Meghan.
Yeah.
So Meghan is a mother, she's a wife, living her life away from them. She's thousands of miles away from them, living her life. They need to leave her alone and focus on William, on Kate Moulton, on Camilla, or Charles, and just leave Meghan alone. Let Meghan live in peace. Let Meghan love her husband in peace. Let Meghan raise her kids in Montecito in peace. Let Meghan be happy in peace. Stop targeting her. Stop going after her. Stop targeting her children, Archie and Lily Diana. Let Meghan live and work in peace.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Grace, and It's a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you. Yeah.
And may God bless you all. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend.
I am.
You know, from wherever you are you having a wonderful day?
I do. I'm having a good day today.
You know, you're having a good day today.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
You're sure, Grace?
Yeah.
You're having a good day.
Yeah.
You ate well?
I did.
You slept well?
We're going to eat biryani.
Hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll see. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for watching. Kindly please don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
And support our ever-growing family on YouTube, and support Grace Loves Drama YouTube channel by subscribing. And please don't leave without subscribing.
Yeah, please.
You know, one thing is for sure: Daily Mail must leave Meghan alone and focus on the ones that they say are popular. That's William and Kim Bolton, and just leave Meghan alone. She's living in peace.
Yeah.
Thousands of miles away from them. Let them get over her and just leave her alone and focus on what they have back in the UK. But clearly, as you can see, they're not content with what they have. That's why they're always looking to Harry, to Meghan. Give us something. Tell us what you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're up to, Harry and Meghan. What are you up to? What are you doing? You know, they need to stop this obsession with Harry and Meghan and leave Harry and Meghan alone. Thank you, of course, and goodbye, and see you on our next video.
Bye.
And subscribe to Grace Loves Drama.
Please.
Bye.